right, welcome race fans. We are back this week with the Manning Electric Super Speedway Series as it goes down to 12 drivers that are eligible for the chase. Drop down from last week's race. They've got a couple of weeks here with 12 drivers, and then it will drop down to 8, and then the final race, only 4 drivers will be eligible. So first race of the chase here tonight at Daytona in the Xfinity cars. Looking at the weather here, they got a little bit of a headwind here, 7 mile an hour coming out of the north. Air temperature 65 degrees, track temperature 87 degrees. Laps are doing 80 laps here tonight. That's about 200 miles. Tire window about 60 to 75 laps. The fuel window 30 to 35 laps. Are only running 70% fuel. And pit road speed 60 mile an hour. All right, so let's take a look at the top 12 coming into tonight. Paul Servant, Chris Akers, Daniel Holloway, Daniel Jackson, Dana Osborne, T.J. Buck, Kelly Dahl, Daniel Harrington, Alex Kinsler, James Peterson, Frank Govern, and Kevin Spencer. That's your top drivers in the points right now. Those are the only 12 that are eligible for the chase. So coming down to the last few minutes of practice here, taking a look at, we got tomorrow night, the Jimmy Crow Motorsports will be up on, I think we're running 75 laps at Talladega tomorrow night. I'm not sure what car, probably the Gen 6 car. So that should be pretty good. Daniel Jackson, top of the leaderboard right now with about coming down to 6.5 minutes of practice left. So, well, thank you all for joining us. Appreciate that very much. Yeah, I'm by myself. So, who is Capta? Who is Capta? Oh, Capta Fighter. Okay, I see. I didn't see that. Sorry. Yeah, I'm not sure who that is. Oh, that's Trenton. Okay. Yeah, he's racing tonight. Apparently he's got some family watching tonight, so I did kind of want to give them a shout out to tell them that our thoughts and prayers are with the family here losing. Trenton's grandfather passed away here this week. He served in the military from 1960 to 1964, was a firefighter for 21 years, and retired a fire marshal. And that is Earl Wayne Goddard. I'm saying that right. Earl Wayne Goddard. That is his picture right there. So pretty cool, and we're very sorry for your loss, and our thoughts and prayers are with you, Trenton, and Trenton's family. Yes, very, very sorry. Going to be kind of a smaller field here tonight. Looks like we may have about 15, 16 drivers, I think, somewhere along in there. About 16 right now registered. We might have a couple more coming in here. I don't know. You're very welcome, Trenton. And man, I'll be thinking of you. Just go out there and win one for your granddad. That'd be really good to see. I'm sure he'll be riding along with you tonight, rooting you on. So get out there and win one for him. Well, folks, we're going to step away real quick here, play the national anthem. We'll be back, and qualifying should be getting ready to start here in about a little less than 3.5 minutes.
So proudly we hail, and the twilight lies gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. Oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket train, the bomb bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land under the free, and the home of the brave. Because we are the brave. Yes, we are the brave. We'll fight to invade the name of the brave. We are the US of A. For those unaware, that flag is still there. It's our future to save this land of the brave, the US of A. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free, and the
All right, folks, we're back, and qualifying's just getting underway here. Nobody's turned in a time yet, so they should be momentarily. Yeah, I'm kind of partial to that too. Yeah, Logan, no problem. But yeah, I'm kind of partial to that version myself. Yeah, thanks to Madison Rising there. You can look them up on YouTube. They have a lot of really pretty cool songs, and they do have a website, madisonrising.com. We have written permission from them to use that, so you do have to have that on YouTube nowadays, written permission from the owner of the music, and they have given us written permission. Heard some times coming in. Looks like Chris Akers to the top of the board at the moment. Kelly Dahl second, Dana Osborne third, Alex Kinsler fourth, TJ Buck fifth, and that Captain Crunch, yeah, that's a car we have not seen to victory lane yet this season. Chris Akers won, and I was pretty excited about that. I really like Chris. And waiting for TJ Buck to get there because I really like TJ. I like them all. I'm not being impartial here. I just like their cars. I like the paint on the cars. The guys are, all of them are pretty awesome guys. They're all amazing, great racers, and I know them all quite well now, being broadcasting with them. So Zach Johnson coming around. Looks like he's going to turn his first lap. And he goes to 9th on the board. A lot of guys not qualifying. Trenton Johnson to the top of the leaderboard. So all that chatting that he was doing in chat there might have gave him a little bit of an edge. You just never know. You guys chatting it up with him could have gave him a little bit of an edge there, maybe. Yeah, very nice. Looks like he is going to hold on to the pole, too. There's nobody else on the track right now with 21 seconds to go, so Trenton Johnson grabbing the pole. Nice. Very nice. All right, folks, we'll get them on the grid here and get them started. All right, Trenton Johnson grabbing the pole, the 49.455. Man, nice lap. Daniel Holloway going to be starting on the outside of the front row there in second, one of the chase drivers. Chris Akers, also a chase driver, will be starting third. Kelly Dahl, a chase driver, starting fourth. Alex Kinsler, fifth. Dana Osborne, sixth. Daniel Jackson, seventh. Zach Johnson in eighth. Paul Servant, ninth. TJ Buck, 10th. Frank Scoverin, 11th. Scott Warren, 12th. Tyler McWhirter, 13th. Mitch Beaver, 14th. Todd Poston, 15th. Ted Manning, I believe, is going to be officiating here tonight in the absence there of Jason Allison. So he's officiating, and that does round out the field. So actually only 15 drivers are in the race. Unless Ted decides to run. I don't think he's going to, though. All right, should be rolling off here momentarily. Trenton Johnson and Daniel Holloway on the front row. Here they go. All right, only 3 more races after tonight. 3 more weeks, and we'll be crowning the champion here. And everybody, the top 12 here, their points are all reset. I only see 10 of the top 12 that are here, so I'm not sure. Kevin Spencer's not here, and neither is James Peterson. So 2 drivers not here tonight. How you doing, Arfke? All right, first round of the chase right here, folks. 12 drivers eligible for tonight's for the championship that are in the race here tonight. Pace car's in and green is out. We're underway. As they get all sorted out here. All the way. Here comes Chris Akers right up underneath Trenton Johnson. Trenton wants to lead the first lap of the race here. It looks like he's got a pretty good run. Kinsler and Holloway side by side for 3rd place. That outside line just does not seem to be going that much right at the moment here. Holloway and Kelly Dahl working together right there, and Dane Osborne. And Trenton Johnson comes around. Looks like he is going to grab the first lap, but Chris Akers pulls out. Trenton Johnson leads that lap. Chris Akers pulls out in front of Daniel Holloway now. So, and Holloway getting back down in there. Boy, you got to be careful right there. He just about took the nose of Kelly Dahl's car off. Kelly running 3rd on the top here. Chris Akers trying to get up there. He wants to grab a bonus point. Would definitely help him in the chase. Doesn't look like it's going to happen yet. Pretty close at the line, but Trenton Johnson holds off Chris Akers. Scott Warren. We'll see Scott up there probably a little later. With this small of a field, though, these guys have got to be careful not to lose that draft. And it looks like Tyler McWhirter is on the border of it right now. He does not have anybody back there behind him to help him get caught up. So, boy, he does not want to lose that draft. Chris Akers drops it down in front of Trenton Johnson. That's the way it's done right there. Oh, it'd be nothing probably happier to make Chris Akers win here tonight, you know, to put him into the chase, man. That would be really awesome. Alex Kinsler pulls to the outside now. Oh, a little bump there from Trenton Johnson. And here comes Paul Servant up on the inside. Got a few blinkers out there. Not sure what's going on with that. Daniel Jackson up the fourth. He's up on the high side there. Got around Daniel Holloway and does take up the fifth position right now. Good side-by-side battles here by everybody. Now, remind yourself, folks, they're only running 70% fuel. So that's going to be right around lap 30 to 35 that they're going to have to come to pit road. Tires won't be a problem, but we'll probably see some of them maybe change 2 tires just to get back out for track position. Chris Akers leads another lap. Hensler on the outside. Daniel Jackson. And Jackson way up the hill. Not sure. They're going to go 3 wide, go around him. Looks like he may be going to the back of the field. I'm not sure exactly what happened there. That's difficult to say right there. Boy, they are 3 wide up in the front right now. And it looks like also the number 51 there, Trenton Johnson, is going to get shuffled out. He's going to go to the back. And Alex Kinsler comes around. He wants to lead a lap. Still in the chase, and he does grab a bonus point. And you can see the guys are holding their lines pretty well. There's a little bit of a bobble there from the aero push coming off the corners. They do get a little bit loose. We'll be keeping an eye on that throughout the race here to see how the guys are going to go with the changes of the track and temperatures and also their tires. Oh, big bobble right there. Boy, it was just enough to let the crew through. Kinsler going backwards, and that's going to put Paul Servant up here. He wants to lead a lap to cancel out Chris Akers' lap. They are all set to 0 here, the top 12. 10 of them here tonight. 2 did not make it, Kevin Spencer and James Peterson. Outside line not getting too organized just yet. Osborne pulls out. And Dana Osborne grabs a bonus point. Very nice. Teammates are part of Red Line Racing. And he drops it down in front. That leaves the upper line open again for Paul Servant to get up there. Todd Poston joins in 4th place. Todd looking mighty strong out here. Started 15th. And he's about to roll into 2nd, folks, as Chris Akers goes to the high side and going to drive around the outside of Dane Osborne. Big push here by Paul Servant. And Chris Akers is going to lead this lap. Nicely done right there, folks. Nicely done. Anyhow, I was talking about Todd Poston. He started 15th, running up here inside the top 5 already. It takes a lot to work up through the field like that. Just shows you the level of talent Todd Poston's got. He's got plenty of talent when it comes to super speedways. He is right up there with the best of them. Chris Akers back down to the bottom in front of Dane Osborne. Well, folks, share that link out to all your friends and neighbors and everything, and get them all in here and tune in tonight. This is going to be a good one. It's early, so you got plenty of time for them to get in here. Catch up with our pole sitter, Trenton Johnson, now back in 12th place. Frank Scover in 13th, and Daniel Jackson back here now, picking up Tyler McWhorter, trying to hang him into the draft here and keep him in play. Not a bad thing. That's a pretty cool thing to be doing right there. Back up front, Chris Akers continuing to lead. Pretty quiet right now. Got Warren up to 5th. A couple of guys that were started out in the back are now up to the front. Like I said, it does take a lot of patience and really trying hard. All the way, looks to the outside, making it 3 wide for second place. And nobody's working with Paul Servant. Paul's going to go back through the middle. Oh, no! Chris Akers gets turned. I got to get caught up to him here. Sorry. Oh, my gosh. Let's go take a look here, folks. Whoever was behind him, looks like maybe Dane Osborne might have hooked him. Let's see here when they come around. Well, it looks like he went to the outside, bobbled a little bit, and caught up there. Just caught the back right corner of Chris Akers' car. And that's enough to put him around. Scott Warren going to get caught up in it. Daniel Holloway. And the 07 there, Zach Johnson's going to get a piece of that. So it looks like we got about 4 cars piled up into that mess. Well, good thing they got a reset. They can get a reset, get back out there. I'm not sure. I think that puts Todd Poston in the lead. Awesome. Well, let's I promised Alex Kinsler I would talk to him tonight, so let's get him up here and see what he's got to say. Alex Kinsler, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Well, you didn't get involved in that, did you?
No, I think I'm all right. Kind of tagged PJ here in the rear end, but I don't Ben.
Yeah, I don't see any damage on the car, nor do I, well, maybe a tiny bit on the back of his, but I don't really see anything on yours. But, man, it's been pretty hard passing out there tonight, hasn't it?
Yeah, that outside line, I don't know if we can't get lined up right or what the deal is, but we just can't get it going. I know I got a lit lap there, so we got a point there, so it'll keep us going.
That's right, exactly. All right, brother, well, I'll let you go because I know you're getting ready to come to pit road. Good luck.
Sounds good, thanks.
All right, Kinsler coming in. Looks like a lot of them are. Looks like TJ Buck and Tyler McWhorter stay out. All right, most of them pitted, but I'm not sure. There might be some that are going to have a little more damage. Maybe, I don't know. All right, let's get up here with our leader, TJ Buck. I'm not sure if he'll probably come in because they're probably about halfway to the first pit stop. But, you know, you never know. He could be thinking that, well, they're going to be gaggled back up again, and we might see another caution. It might be a smart play if he stayed out, but he might be coming to pit road. Yeah, it looks like he is coming in. So that's going to give him and Tyler McWhirter come in. That's going to give the lead to Paul Servant. Kinsler is going to start on the outside of the front row. Todd Post in third. Trenton Johnson back into fourth. Kelly Dahl fifth. Frank Scover in sixth. Chris Akers seventh. Or sixth or seventh, not sure which one there. And I don't know, boy. You know, it'd be a tough race. You use your reset already, and to see how these guys they're going to be tiptoeing around here now, because you do not want to get damaged, lose that draft, or anything like that. So, going to be a lot of hard racing. Well, we almost got 16 laps in the books out of 80, so we're creeping up there toward them last few laps. Everybody's made a pit stop here. Oh, I was going to say, I think except for Paul Servant. Looks like he's going to come in now. Yep. So that's going to give Alex Kinsler the lead. And not a bad thing for Paul to come in because, you know, he's going to get on a different fuel sequence than everybody else. And that's not at all a bad thing. Daniel Holloway's in. Dana Osborne's in. All right, here we go. We'll be restarting on lap 18. Any of Trenton Johnson's family still in chat? Trenton Johnson's family? Anybody still in chat? All right, here we go. Todd Poston starting on the outside of the front row. Pace car's in. And there's the green. We're back underway here at Daytona. For the first race of the round of 12. Man, gonna be a good one. Guess everybody from Trenton Johnson's family left. Oh, there she is. All right. Trenton's mom there. How many people you got watching there? Madame, I guess it is. Oh, there's one off the course. That puts Todd Poston into the lead. Yeah, that was Zach Johnson. Good save, but he is going to be losing the draft. Todd Poston leads his first lap. No, his second lap. I'm sorry, my bad. Kelly Dahl on the outside. No help for anybody with Kelly Dahl. Chris Akers into second. Alec Kinsler third. Dahl goes back to fourth. And TJ Buck is now in fifth. Oh, very cool. Very cool. That's awesome. Well, we're going to keep an eye on him. We're going to, try to keep an eye up where he's at and everything. So right now he's running in 8th place, looking good and strong. He's actually sitting in a pretty good place right now, because if something happens up in that front pack, he's got plenty of time to check up and not get involved in it. The way these guys are racing up in the front right now, anything up here could happen. We know, it's super speedway racing. What more can I say? You know there's going to be a big one. You just don't know when it's going to happen. Oh, really? Well, I'll tell you what, it does get in your blood. Yes. I never had any of my relatives were ever into racing. Don't ask me why, because I really don't know. Yeah, nobody really got into. We used to go to races a lot when I was a kid. There was a local dirt track just up the road from us. Not very many miles, just a few miles actually up the road. Maybe 5 miles away, and it was Erie, Pennsylvania. Erie Speedway, pretty popular track and well known. I know Tony Stewart's raced there. I know Kenny Schrader's raced there. And I believe, if I remember seeing somewhere, gosh, I can't remember his name now. He used to drive for Hendrick. He just retired. Young guy. He used to race there too. Oh, Joplin, Missouri. Okay. All right. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Well, I think while these guys are having a little fun out here right now, I think we need to do maybe a little bit of crank it up here. Let's do this. I just remembered who that was. Casey Kane. Yeah, Casey Kane was the other one that apparently has raced up there before. I don't know. That was long after I left up there, I can tell you that. All right, let's go back here and check on. We got the second group led by Scott Warren, Paul Servant, Trenton Johnson now in 8th. And this looks like a pretty strong group that are trying to run down that front group. Keep an eye on this. They're running about, let's see, 2.8 seconds back. But we'll keep an eye on this group and see if they start gaining some ground on that front group. I see them gaining like a couple of, maybe like a couple of thousandths of a second, but not really that much. 2.6 seconds. Yeah, they're not really, they're kind of gaining, but they're a little bit more organized, I think, right now than that front group. But and I'm sure they're probably under the stern direction there of probably Paul Servant, Daniel Jackson. Those guys are pretty valuable here to this pack right now, because they know what kind of racing that they need to do to get caught back up. They have chopped off about a half a second now. They're down to 2.1 seconds. Still a little ways off in order to catch that draft. But you can see that front group up there, and they got to get within about a second to start feeling that draft, and they're 1.8 seconds now. So they are closing, actually closing quite well. Yes, sir. Front group still led by Todd Poston. Hey, Toasted. Yeah, I love the crank it ups too. Yeah. I don't have it for every track. I wish I did, but I got it for a lot of the ones that really count. Yeah. I don't have it for the short tracks, of course, you know. I think I have one for Charlotte. Usually around the 1.5 to 2 mile tracks, I do have the crank it up cams, and that's when it's kind of important. But what else is there better to do on a Friday night than to come to MaxSpeedTV in a half a second? So they are sniffing that draft off of Alex Kinsler, TJ Buck, and the likes of them. Guys see they're side by side up there, and that's what's costing them a lot of time. They're not as organized. Scott Warren looks to the outside to go 3 wide up in the front. The Kelly Doll leading his pack up the middle with TJ Buck pushing. We just don't want to see them get together, that's all. We don't want to see that. Trenton Johnson still in 8th. Daniel Holloway 9th. Looks like Mitch Beaver has left. Yep. And Frank Scovern sitting on pit road. Frank is in the chase, so that's going to cost him. He's going to have to come back from that next week. Todd Poston and Chris Akers battle for this lead. We're probably about somewhere in the neighborhood of about 15 to 18 laps before we get to the next round of pit stops. Chris Akers back into the lead. TJ Buck sitting here right along with old TJ. Check out You can see how intense this gets for these drivers. I was talking to Daniel Jackson there before the race, and he said, man, he said, a lot of people don't realize what we go through in them cars. He said, it is so intense. And it looks like they're coming up on Zach Johnson. Zach Johnson is going to go a lap down here. Yeah. Kelly Dahl. Yeah, they're going to be coming up on Zach Johnson here to put him a lap down. Yes, and thank you very much, Arfke. You're one heck of a good friend, man. You know that. All right, looks like they're going to hold their lines here. Zach Johnson, I don't know. He's gonna hold his line. Yeah, they're all gonna have to get around him. So, man, that's some close quarters racing right there. So Zach Johnson goes a lap down. That really nice looking K&N car. And I hate to see that go a lap down. Well, I put TJ Buck at the back of the field. He is out of shape back here. Got damage on the car. I don't know what happened. I missed that. What happened? I must have looked away for a second. Tyler McWhirter off the pace a little. But that puts all the rest of these guys all the way up. Dana Osborne from front to back. They're running within less than, well, right around a half a second between them. Half a second from first to 10th. About 6/10. About 6/10 of a second. Now Tyler McWhirter and TJ Buck, looks like they're going to get together. They should be able to pick up a lot of speed. Looks like Tyler might have kind of drug the brake a little bit there to let TJ catch up, which is not a bad thing at all. They're still only about 7 seconds behind the leader. So that's not that bad, but with them only being two cars, they're not going to be nowhere near as fast as that front group. And Scott Warren with a head over Chris Akers, and he gets a bonus point to Scott Warren. He's not in the chase, so that's the only bad thing about it. Paul Servant and Daniel Jackson up on the high side. Warren got his point. He's going to go to the back. He's going to let somebody else take over. And that'll be Paul Servant on the high side. Jackson sitting in fourth. The way these cars wiggle around in the corners like this here, there's aero push around them, and with tire wear, they do start feeling a little bit of push going into the corners. So you really got to kind of steer into the corners a lot. Older the tires get, the more you got to steer into the corner. And then it even gets to the point where you got to lift off the gas. Chris Akers continuing to lead. It'd be a perfect time for him to get a win here today to really get him up there to the top of the points. They are all evened out. 10 drivers in here. 10 out of the 12 chase drivers. And Scott Warren got shuffled out enough there. He's got to be extra careful. He could lose that draft. He's 3.5 tenths behind them guys. He's got to be able to close that gap up when he wants to. It looks like he did. He did. He closes it right back up on Dana Osborne and Trenton Johnson. Trenton's still hanging on to 8th place, though. That's awesome. All right, Chris Akers back to the high side as Servant had come down in front of him. Now Chris Akers gets back around Paul Servant, goes back into the lead. Hey, Eric. Oh, man, you're going to start meeting yourself at the door there, brother. Yeah, you'll go to punch in one day and you'll be punching out. I've been there and done that. Yes, sir. Easy to do. Still some good racing, though. Todd Post in third place for him. The high side not working out quite as good as it was earlier. Daniel Jackson up there with Kelly Dahl. And it looks like Holloway drops it to the bottom. They're starting to get single file here, guys. I think what they're doing is they're trying to get themselves lined up here for pit stops. I think they're a ways away from pit stops, though. Yeah, they should be able to go about another 8 to 10, maybe 8 or 9 laps, according to my math. Kinsler back into fourth. Chris Akers continues the lead out here, folks. That's quite the pack of cars right there, let me tell you. That second group, Tyler McWhirter, TJ Buck, are well back behind these guys, about 15.4 seconds. But they are working together, so they need a caution right now to get them caught up to the field, and they would be all good. And Daniel Jackson to the outside. He has not led a lap yet today. A bonus point would definitely help him out a lot in the points. Just to keep that score even. Only one more race for the round of 12. They go back to Talladega next week, folks. And that's not what I wanted to do. But being it's there, you can see it, I guess. Whoops. I guess I closed it out. I was trying to grab it. There we go. And that's not even the right one. Wow. That's not even the right one. Yeah, they go back to Talladega next week in the K&N cars. So that'll be the last round for the round of 12. Then it drops to 8 drivers. They go back to Talladega again in the Xfinity cars for the round of 8, the chosen 8. All right. And then the final race is May 24th at Daytona with the trucks. And that'll only be eligible to the top 4. So a lot of guys have got some work to do. Got to get some points built up to try to give themselves a little bit of cushion going into the next coming weeks. Yeah, that wasn't what I wanted to do. I didn't think that picture would pop up on the screen. I apologize for that. But I did want to give another shout out here to one of our fallen veterans. And then I wanted to thank all the veterans. If there's any out there watching right now, I wanted to thank you. But Earl Wayne Goddard, that passed away this past week, was in the military, the Navy, obviously, from 1960 to 1964. And spent 21 years as a firefighter and retired as a fire marshal. So a shout out to him. Our prayers are with the family here from MaxSpeedTV. I wanted to make sure that y'all knew that our thoughts and prayers are with you and the family. That is Trenton Johnson's grandfather that just passed away here this past week. So, well, they're getting spread out a little bit now. I'm kind of thinking that Pitts, yeah, here they come. Chris Akers is coming in. And a bunch of them here. Wow, Todd Post and Kelly Dahl, Alex Kinsler, all coming in together. Guys from Redline Racing stay out. All 5 of them stay out here. Yeah. They'll probably be coming in here in the next couple of laps, though. Yeah, any chance you get, you need to give a veteran a thank you, because, you know, they keep us safe in this country for us to be able to do things like this right here. This is only a tiny example of what we get to do for free under the protection of our military. So my hat's off to the military, and you know, both of my brother-in-laws were in the military. I take that back. I had 4 brother-in-laws that have been in the military. So thank you to all of them. And so Trenton Johnson, our pole sitter, they all come into pit this time. Tyler McWhirter just coming off of pit road. Had a lengthy stay on pit road there. Could have been a speeding penalty. All right. They all come back off of pit road. Looks like Daniel Jackson was the first one out of pit road. Had a very nice pit stop there at 11.6 seconds. McWhirter off the track. I don't know what's going on with Tyler. Maybe he spun it down into the grass or something there coming off of pit road. I don't know. But he does go a lap down. Let's check in here with Todd Poston and company are coming around here with a full head of steam. And they may wind up either passing them, or they're going to be right into the mix with these guys. Yeah, they're closing that gap up quite quickly here. Todd Poston, Scott Warren, Kelly Dahl. Yeah, we're going to have a big battle here coming up in the next couple of laps, folks. So pit stops out of the way. I think the whole field has made their final pit, or made a pit stop, excuse me. I don't believe they can make it from here on fuel. Boy, I'll tell you what, it would be awful close. Awful close. A brand new leader, Daniel Holloway, out front. He has not led a lap yet today, but that's about to change right now. Bonus point, cha-ching. Got all the teammates of the Redline Racing up here working pretty decently together. They've been really tough to beat in the last few weeks here. They've been working together so well as a team, and this is what it's all about right here, man. They're doing an excellent job. Yeah, and Erfke, you know, that goes for all the countries. I know you're in Belgium. All the countries, any of the service people, they're what keeps us safe, you know. Todd Poston back to the lead on the outside. Yeah, they keep us safe in all the countries. So, I mean, you know, my hat's off to all the countries, so militaries. I mean, they do what they have to do to keep their country safe, and you know, it's a tall order for a lot of people. A lot of people put a lot of valuable time and effort into doing the work that they do to keep us safe. Holloway continuing to lead. Osborne second. Daniel Jackson third. Holloway goes to to the high side there to pick up his teammate Jackson, Osborne, and Servant on the bottom. All four of them teammates. Hi, Sarah. Is that Dinapoli? Dinapoli, ain't it? Did I say that right? Dinapoli? I guess you can let me know if I said that right. Dinapoli. Sarah Dinapoli. Sounds right. Poston back to 5th. Kelly Dahl 6th. And Scott Warren on the high side here in 7th. They do have Zach Johnson working with him. Zach pitted with him. Come back out on the track with him. And but he is keeping himself eligible for that lucky dog position. If a caution come out, he would get the wave by. So that's good. He's actually quite a bit ahead of Tyler McWhorter. Yeah, Tyler's about 16 seconds behind them. And he's back here working with Trenton Johnson and Chris Akers. Now, these guys are a long ways back. They did not have good pit stops. Man, that's a bummer. Dina Poli? Is that right? Dina Poli. Dean Napoli. Dina Poli. Holloway. Outside line working great. Working great here today. And he drops it down in front of his teammate, Dana Osborne. That leaves Jackson up on the high side now. He's got to enlist a little bit of help there from Scott Warren. The two of them on the bottom, they're not going to be quite as fast as this high side. They got quite a few in line there, as you can see. The more you get in that line, the faster that line becomes. I think that's no, that ain't Tyler. Who is that? I don't know who that is. TJ Buck. He's going to go a lap down. He's going to have to hope he can come back next week at Talladega and try to have a better finish. Holloway leads again. Jackson on the high side, Todd Poston on the bottom. They're side by side here. Paul Servant. Kelly Dahl hoping he can get up there and be in this battle, stay in this battle. He's kind of like the odd man out right now. Maybe trying to work with Scott Warren and Todd Poston, I don't know, to try to beat that Red Line Racing team. That's going to be a difficult task here tonight. These guys, man, they proved teamwork does work well. Lead changes. Let me take a look here. Arfke, I can let you know. Let's see. We've had 24 lead changes. We got 26 to go, and I'm thinking these guys are going to have to stop for one more pit stop. Just a splash of gas. I think some of them are going to be maybe a couple laps short, and some of them maybe only one lap short. But the thing of it is, these guys that are riding in the pack right now, let's take Paul Servant back here for example. Him and Todd Poston, they're probably running about 3/4 throttle right now, so they're really not too awful worried about probably making it on fuel. Kelly Dahl, There's another one. These guys are all pitted. Let me see. I want to get an exact lap that they pitted. Some of them pitted, let's see, on 44, on lap 44. Chris Akers, Todd Poston, Alex Kinsler, Kelly Dahl, Scott Warren, Tyler McWhirter, TJ Buck, they all pitted on lap 44. Then, if you remember, it was the next lap, Trenton Johnson, Paul Servant, Daniel Jackson, Daniel Holloway, and Dana Osborne pitted on lap 45. So now that gives them 35 to go. If they can make it on fuel, if they can make it 35 laps, and I think that's where it's going to come in, to where the guys that are, Paul Servant, Todd Poston right there are saving fuel. Riding in behind the guy that's burning the most fuel out there right now is Daniel Holloway and Daniel Jackson. That is true. Yeah, you can't, if you're not in the race, it's kind of hard to win. Demon Tech. Jackson on the high side. The two of them have done quite well up there by themselves. Nobody up there helping them. They've had a little bit of help now and then, but most of the time it's just been the two of them up there on the high side. Yeah, I figured some of them it's going to be pretty close on fuel. They're only running 70%, so I was talking to him before the race, and Paul said he thought they could go about 38 laps, but I don't know. I don't know. Really don't know. All the way, continuing to lead. If you notice, nobody's really pushing. They're just kind of riding right now. That's why I'm saying I think the ones that are in the catbird seat right now are Paul Servant and Daniel Jackson. These guys saving fuel out there right now might be able to make it. It's going to be awful close. This is definitely going to probably come down to a fuel mileage race here at the end of this. Oh, okay, Daniel Harrington. I thought I'd seen you in here, Daniel. I thought you joined. Wow, okay, I guess not. Man, I must be seeing things. Well, one caution's all we've had so far, knock on wood. And let's hope that it does stay green the rest of the way, because I'm going to tell you, this is setting up to be a doggone good finish. Yes, sir. Kinsler, 10th, and he is a lap down. How did the MaxSpeedTV car get a lap down? I missed something there. Yeah, man. After being up there and leading 3 laps earlier, finds himself a lap down. And he's actually battling here with Zach Johnson. Zach's just trying to keep himself ahead of Alex Kinsler in case a caution comes out. Well, we're waiting to see if anybody's going to say they've got to come to pit road or they're going to be close on fuel. We may not see anybody come to pit road. I'm not even sure what to expect out there right now as far as fuel mileage. We know they're going to be close, either plus or minus, just a little bit. It could be plus a half a gallon or minus a splash of gas, Jackson ahead again. and he drops it down to the bottom in front of Holloway. That leaves the upper line. There is Scott Warren working with the lap car of Zach Johnson. Now, Zach could be trying to push him to the win here. How about Trenton Johnson? These guys are 22, almost 23 seconds behind that lead pack. They need a caution bad. Was that a drink cup I just seen on the track? Hey, we better throw the caution. I just seen the drink cup. Well, the thing of it is, the cautions are thrown by the admin, and Ted is actually adminning the race here tonight in the absence of our normal admin here, Jason Allison. So Ted's actually doing it himself. Now, once we get down, I think it's once we get down to 6 to go. Yeah, 6 to go. There will be no more cautions. So they will race it out. If there's anybody wrecked, there's no cautions thrown. These guys are running the best I've seen them running the past weeks here. Daniel Jackson and Daniel Holloway. Yeah, it's been Dane Osborne and Paul Servant that's been finishing so well here lately. So we're waiting to see how this is going to sort out amongst teammates. You know, when you get down to that last lap, it's anything goes. All bets are off, you know. I mean, if you got somebody pushing you, and those guys with being teammates, they'll push each other to the win. So they're going to be very, very strong here. The top, you know, 4 cars out of the top 5 are Red Line Racing team. Oh, was it a hot dog wrapper? Oh, okay. I thought it was a drink cup. My bad. I guess maybe it was rolled up there just right or something. It looked like a drink cup. Yeah, they need a caution bad, man. I'll tell you, they're coming up on it. Chris Akers, Trenton Johnson. They're about a half a lap behind the leaders right now. They could surely use a caution big time. Scott Warren. He led a lap here earlier and then kind of backed out of it and went back. Now he's worked himself back up to the front. At the lap car there, Zach Johnson putting on him, pushing on him, putting on him. Yeah, he's putting on him. Oh! Wow, was that almost contact? It was. Holloway come up into Zach Johnson. There was contact made there. Well, I'm thinking the way it's going right now that these guys are pretty confident in that they can make it the rest of the way on fuel. I'm thinking, I don't know. Getting split up a little bit here. Paul Servant, Todd Poston, those guys may try to work together here. I really don't know. Don't know what to expect of them. I don't think Paul's going to want to work with Todd. I think Todd's going to probably have to work with Kelly Dahl. Kelly's sitting right behind Todd right now, so they may be in communication there, working up something. We'll have to wait and see on that. But Scott Warren drops it down in front of Daniel, actually bringing Daniel Jackson up here with him. And that puts Daniel Holloway back to third. 11 to go at the line, folks. 11 more circuits around here. And the way they're setting up right now with the single file stuff, they may have to pit. I really don't know. Poston says, nope, I'm coming up through the middle here. Scott Warren comes down in front of him. That'll help Todd out quite a little bit. Get that run on Daniel Jackson. He closes that gap right up quick. Up the middle, the lap car there of Zach Johnson. He really wants to be back on the lead lap the old-fashioned way, doesn't he? I mean, he is putting the hammer down. Okay, so that puts him at the tail end of the lead lap, but now somebody throw a piece of roll cage foam out the window or something. That would bring out a caution. Kelly Dahl up to the third place, about to take second from Todd Poston, and he does. I'm just waiting to see if anybody's going to make that notion to come to pit road. We got a few of them back there, yes. Paul Servant, let's see, Dana Osborne, Daniel Holloway, and Daniel Jackson. So these guys come in, they actually were one of the last ones to stop, and they're coming in early here just to take a splash of gas. So let's see if Scott Warren, Todd Poston, and Kelly Dahl do. They'll have to come in on this lap or forever hold their peace. And here they come. The hand was forced. Oh, man, everybody got it locked down pretty good. Very good job. And Kinsler, man, he's pitted with them. And, man, I'll tell you, he beat them all on the pit road. I hope nobody got caught speeding. That's all I care about. Chris Akers, these guys are coming in now. TJ Buck, some of these are lap cars, but Chris Akers is working with these guys. So let's see who was the first one off of pit road. Daniel Jackson, and man, he is 1.8 seconds ahead of his teammate Daniel Holloway. Yeah, Jackson now back into fourth. Let's see if Scott Warren and these guys are just now coming off of pit road and getting back up to speed. And Kelly Dahl. It may be all right, but I think Daniel Jackson and these guys are going to close that gap up pretty quick. They're about 3 seconds behind him. Here's Daniel Jackson. He's going to join in with that group. But here comes Holloway, Osborne, and Servant closing up on their teammate, Daniel Jackson. And it ain't going to be long. They're going to be closing that gap up even faster now. There's 4 of them. The teammates here, Redline Racing, working together. I don't know if there's enough time for them to get up here. They should be okay to close up on these guys. Now, if Kelly Dahl can get up there with them guys with a little more help there from Zach Johnson, the 4 of them are going to kind of equal the 4 of them that are coming up behind them. So Jackson, 3.1 seconds to the leader and closing. They can't get the draft yet. Actually, 2.6 seconds. I'm sorry, my bad. I was looking at the wrong number. 2.6 seconds behind Kelly Dahl. if there's enough laps. We got 6 to go right now. This could be a Scott Warren, Todd Post, and Kelly Dahl kind of race here tonight to race it out. And I believe the only one out of that group that's in the chase right now is Kelly Dahl. So we'll keep an eye on him. They're actually pulling away from that second group. That second group is now 2.7 seconds back. So they're losing some ground. I don't think they're going to catch them. Scott Warren not in the chase. Todd Poston not in the chase. But Kelly Dahl is. This could be a good night for Kelly Dahl. He doesn't have to win, but he's going to beat those guys to the line, and that's going to be important. To be the closest chase driver to the front. And well, Trenton's back in 9th place now. He is, they're still about a half a lap behind him and Chris Akers. And now they're working with the lap car there, Alex Kinsler. Well, let's get back up to the front, because these guys are about to pull out a win here for Scott Warren. I don't know, Todd Poston might slip by if you come off the turn 4 on that last lap. Hey, you know, it's every man for himself. Well, we are inside the 6 to go, folks, so there'll be no more cautions. No more cautions. Daniel Jackson now down to 2.2 seconds. Running out of time, coming to 3 to go this time by. On a little draft there off of Tyler McWhorter, that closed them up even more. And now they're closing up on TJ Buck. That's even going to help them with a little more draft. Just trying to keep an eye on them here now. 1.7 seconds and closing. So that front group needs to stay organized. If they're going to do anything, they've got to stay nose to tail. Todd, if you can hear me, stay nose to tail, Todd. Because they are coming. They're down to 1.1 seconds. Kelly Dahl looking to the outside. And these guys are right behind him now. They have caught him. Can they have enough momentum here to get by him? Coming to get the white flag next time by as they pull out. Jackson on the outside. Boy, look at the blocking going on here, guys. Holy smokes. Poston's going to get shoved out. Jackson to the lead. Bringing Holloway right along with them. One lap to go, folks, at the line. One more circuit around Daytona. And they drop it down in front. Now it's Dana Osborne and Paul Servon on the high side. I don't know if they're going to be able to get up there enough. It looks like Osborne does have a pretty good run there on the high side. But Jackson, Holloway. Ay. Oh, and Osborne losing some ground. A little bump there from Scott Warren. Oh, no, they're going to get together. Osborne going to go backwards. And people are dodging everywhere. Poston gets wrecked. Kelly Dahl side by side, and he goes some. Oh man, I don't know. We'll have to see. We'll have to get the official on that to see how that. I think the way they come across the line there. Let's go back and take a look. I'm gonna get right here on Jackson. Actually, I'll tell you what. I'm gonna get on Kelly Dahl because this is about where they were making contact back there. Right there, you can see Osborne get shuffled out. Kelly Dahl comes up on the back here. Oh, Poston gets wrecked. Kelly Dahl comes up on the inside of Scott Warren, and they're coming to the line right here. I'm not sure who's going to get it. It looks like Kelly Dahl might, man, a little bumping action going on right here. I don't know who's going to beat who to the line. I think Scott Warren, even though he went across the line sideways or whatever here, I think he wound up getting third right there. Yeah, he did get third, barely edging out Kelly Dahl. Holy smokes. But Jackson coming home with the win. That is awesome. That was one heck of a race, guys. Man, I'm telling you. All right, well, we're going to get these guys up here and talk to them, so hang on a minute. All right, we caught up with tonight's winner, Daniel Jackson. What a finish, man. Tell me about it.
Oh man, it was all over the place with me. This package is one of the best packages. I mean, I love this thing because you could just wear into each other without really the bumper hook. The bumper hook's almost completely gone to me if you hit them right. It's still there a little bit, but it's pretty decent. It's pretty good.
Well, what's this win mean to you now? Because you're one of the chase drivers here tonight. So what's this mean to you?
It means a lot, man. I've had an up and down season, getting caught up in the wrecks and stuff like that, and it's a whole lot more than just a chase to me. I got a good buddy that's I race with and play video games with, and his granddad passed away, so it's kind of hearts are a little heavy. It's just.
Yep.
I wanted to win it so bad, because he got I think he overshot his pits and everything, and I just wanted to win it that much more for him, for Earl Goodard and everything. So my hats go off to all them, man, and my teammates, and it's a real special win to me.
Well, that's good. Yeah, I know we were. I showed that picture a couple of different times there of Trenton's grandpa that passed away there. So. Man, I'll tell you what, it was one of them deals like that you think about that and it's sad, and then you come out of here with the win, kind of brighten up the day a little bit. I know it's still heavy hearts, but kind of brightens the day up a little bit. But this is what you're racing for, is in this chase. I'm sure he was riding along with you and probably helping you out a little bit there. So Trenton,
yeah, well,
okay,
yeah, Trenton. I'm pretty sure we all had. I'm pretty sure we all had help by him today. From what I know, that he was, he's going to be missed and everything. And I appreciate everybody that watching, that was a part of the man's life and everything. So just a great tribute. I actually ran my car, told Trenton, he could put my name put his name onto my banner. So it makes it that much special. I'm at a loss for words. It's you're racing for so much more than just with your buddies when you got heavy hearts like that. So it's a good win, man.
Yes, it is. And boy, what a good time for it too, Daniel. We talked about it before the race there, and man, I'll tell you, you did an excellent job keeping the car out front when the time was right. And man, you guys come along there with that big head of steam, working together as a team. You ran them guys down and passed them, and boy, you never looked back after that. So who you got to thank for this win, Daniel?
First, you guys, man. You guys put together one heck of a show on there every weekend. I like to go back and watch, and Ted Manning for putting this league on. Hope it stays around. Good racing, good camaraderie. It was an all around good night for the league and everything. It's a good league to be in, and I'd like to thank my teammates sticking with me. You know, I mean, I felt down and out when I was in the wrecks and stuff like that, and they were all winning the races. You know, so it's just that much more of a boost of morale. You know,
Right.
and I'd like to appreciate everybody. You know, watching my my family and everything. It's pretty cool. This is pretty cool, man.
Yep.
I'm stoked.
All right. We'll go celebrate that. We'll see you next week. I think you guys go back to Talladega with the K&N cars.
Yes, sir.
All right. We'll see you then. Congrats,
All right.
Daniel.
Thank you.
All right. We'll catch up with second place. Daniel Holloway, you got a copy.
Sure do.
Well, you managed to come out of here second, even though you were starting to go across that finish line sideways right at the end there. You were kind of... it looked like Kelly Dahl was kind of like pushing the pusher there, you know what I mean. And he hooked you a little bit, but you managed to pull out a second. Tell me about that. The end of that race, there, you guys had ran that pack down and passed them.
Oh my gosh, I thought maybe we were too conservative on that last pit stop and try to psych those guys in the lead pack and get them off scheduled, and almost backfired on us, and I think we were almost 4 seconds behind them, and I think me and Paul, boy, we got really squirrely coming out of the pits with no tires, and that's how Jackson got up there. But that 2 to go, 3 to go, and a couple of lap cars helped us get in their draft, and man, we were coming on a mission.
Well, did you think for a minute maybe you might pull out in front of Scott Warren and try to get the run and get the win from Daniel Jackson? Because, I know you guys are teammates, but, when it comes to getting that W, it's kind of like all bets are off.
Honestly, I was stuck on his bumper. There was nowhere. I was blinking, probably 3 to go, and kept on fighting not to blow up, and my mind was set, at least one of us get the win as a team effort. Too bad it wasn't 1, 2, 3, 4, but that was a great ending, great push. I stayed behind Jackson's bumper all the way, and right there, yeah, that hook right there, that was a good bumper hook. But it was last lap. Well, what can you do? You got to go for it. It's playoffs.
That's right. All right. Well, who you got to thank for this second place finish?
I just want to say Ted Manning put in this league, MaxSpeedTV. You guys love watching the broadcast there. And big shout out, I want to say, and I know like everybody tonight, heart's heavy and everything, Trenton and everything. And, beginning of this race, Red Line team wanted to try to push Trenton, try to get this win tonight for him, because I know everybody's thoughts and prayers, family-wise, and with him and everything.
Right. We're going to talk to him in just a minute here, but well, now you guys go to Talladega next week with the K&N cars for the last round of 12. I'm sure you guys are going to be teammating it again and getting back up there. So, but it's going to be a lot different. Now you got a little bit longer track. That track is, it's kind of an iffy track. It was a lot smooth here, pretty smooth tonight at Daytona. So what's going to be the difference as, looking forward to the Talladega next week with that K&N car?
Well, Talladega, wider track, possibly 3-4 wide, I'm thinking. I think we might need to do a little bit of working on the K&N setup type thing a little bit, just to make it more faster as far as that, instead of maxing at the end. But
right.
I do have one quick shout out. I know she's watching. Just want to say hi to my Aunt Sarah.
I seen her in there. Yep, I seen her. Yep, I said hello to her. And, yep, very cool. All right, Daniel, we'll see you next week then. Thanks for talking with us, and congrats again on second.
Thanks, guys. Have a great night.
All right. Well, our third place winner was Scott Warren, barely, by a half a nose, I think, over Kelly Dahl. But man, great win for him, finishing in third place. But we did get Trenton Johnson in here to talk to him. So Trenton, you there?
Yeah, I'm here, man.
Well, a ninth place finish for you, and kind of off the pace back there, working with Chris Akers. Tell me what happened. What got you guys back there so far?
Well, I mean, it was just a bad pit stop by me. You know, Chris Aker was there. You know, it was just a buddy helping out a buddy, I guess. But you know, I had bad pit stops the whole entire race. But you know, it is what it is. We got next week. We'll try it out again. But that's the only thing I gotta say on that.
Well, I know you probably had a lot on your mind tonight with your grandpa just passing away there, but you know, you try to focus on what you got going on here and keeping that, you know, in your mind too. And you know, again, your mom, I seen your mom was in chat there, and you know, my thoughts and prayers are with your whole family, and you know, you and your whole family, I should say. But with trying to keep the two things separated, you know, for finishing ninth, I think you did quite well.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty good. You know, top 10. I'll take it any day. You know, I know my grandpa would be proud and everything, but you know, I just kind of wish I could have got a top 5 for him.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
but it is what it is. Like I said, we'll try again next week, and that'll be it on that one.
All right. Well, I'll let you give some shout outs here if you want to, or thank somebody, or whatever.
Yeah, I just gotta thank Jackson. You know, he's been with me for a couple years. You know, we race together and all that. He's a good buddy of mine. Also, with him racing the paint and getting the win, that's really special for me. Gotta thank my mom. You know, wouldn't be on here if it wasn't for her, and rest of my family. My brother for setting up everything for the funeral. You know, it's just
Yeah.
one of them things. You know.
Yes, it is. Well, I'll keep you in my prayers, and just I know you got a lot to go through here in the next coming up days, and probably for a long time. So, but anyhow, congratulations on your 9th place, and we hope to see you back at Talladega next week.
Yeah, it's Big 10-4, bud. You'll send me around. And
All right.
thanks again.
Yes, sir. All right, let's get up here to our winner, and we'll run down through the results here. All right, Daniel Jackson coming home with the win here tonight. Daniel Holloway will finish 2nd. Scott Warren 3rd. Kelly Dahl, boy, that was a close finish at the line there. He finishes 4th. Paul Servant 5th. Dana Osborne 6th. Todd Poston 7th. Chris Akers 8th. Trenton Johnson 9th. Zach Johnson will finish in 10th place. Alex Kinsler 11th. TJ Buck 12th. Tyler McWhirter 13th. Frank Scovern 14th, and Mitch Beaver are rounding out the field. That's supposed to be 15th, I think, is the way they got it kind of messed up there. But anyhow, congratulations to our winner here, Daniel Jackson, for Manning Electric Super Speedway Series and MaxSpeedTV. Thanks for watching tonight, folks. Until next time, stay safe and have a good night.